Hello everyone. Today we are going to review a support ticket tool that I created in PowerApps. Um, this is going to be part one because we are going to be reviewing the user interface. So the only thing that we are going to review today is only like a new ticket creation and how the user can check the status. Um, this is the main screen, as you can see. Before start with the just reviewing the app and the code and everything, my first recommendation is like you are going to use some component or an object or something that's going to be in all your screens. Just go to components here and create the component that you are going to reuse over and over. So you don't need to create it again. So this is my first recommendation. This is like a super simple component that I created. Well, it's only one label, one button, as you can see, and it's something that I'm going to be using over my screen. For that reason, I created this component. So I encourage you to do the same in all your projects. So this is going to save you a lot of time. So let's go back again to the app. If you can see here, we have on the main screen two options. One is for the new tickets creation or to create new tickets, and the other one is the status. Uh, so the big difference that I want to show you is like this one is only an image. As you can see, it's like an image. Well, here's the label. The other one is like also is an image, but what I use it it's a button. What this is going to do is like if we go to the preview the app. As you can see here on the left, on the new tickets, I don't have a button, so you're going to see that I only have my point, the mouse, the pointer. But if I move to the status, you're going to see that this changed like to a hand, so meaning that it's clickable. Of course, you can click this one, but I mean for a user perspective, this is more like a user friendly. So again, if you want, I encourage you to use like um, a button so you can create this like effect for the user. Also, something that is no, I you can go and add this just when the mouse is over the button or the image, just to change the color to let the user know that this is clickable or the user is can selecting this. To generate this effect, the only thing that you need to do is like again, you need to yes, you have to image here, but you need to create a button, and the button needs to be on the top. So the button is on top of the image, is in front. The only thing that I did was just to put the color of the button transparent. So the image is what is visible is the image, but what really the user is clicking is the button. And the only thing what I did just for if you want to check, the only thing that it is doing for status is I don't need this. You can remove it. This is because I copy pasted the button from the left. But the only thing is doing just the taps and commands. For the new ticket, if you go to the on select, sorry, you're going to see that I had a variable. I am setting up, I set up a variable from data defaults my SharePoint list. And also I am reserving all the forms that I am using on that screen. And of course we had the navigate to the screen. That is my ticket creation screen. Now, if I go to my ticket creation screen, as you can see, again, I am using the same component or banner. For that reason, I recommend you to, again, to create it before start. Or if you see that you are going to be just start using the same object or control, just create a component. Now on this screen, this is kind of a very simple screen where you ask the user to fill out some forms. The only big difference, because I like the way that looks, is like I separated the form in 3 sections, just to have like just again, to create a better visual for the user. But if you want to do this, you can do it using one form. You don't need to do this. I did this only because I believe that it looks better. It's nice. That is the why I did it. But if you want to only use one form, that's okay. You don't need to do this. Now, again, just what I did here. Again, this is like 3 sections, 3 forms, 3 edit forms. And I want to show you that this is only like on my background. This is kind of a button. Again, this is just for just to create like a good visual user experience for the user. This button is not doing anything. It's just the background. The only, as you can see on the properties, is on display mode disabled. And again, is the color I choose white. You can choose any color that you like. Also, what I did is like you need to be sure that the button, just right click on the button, and when you go to reorder, just click send to back. So this is going to make the all the objects, all the controls on top of that button. And also, what I did on the properties, I already told you that just be sure that it's on disable. And something that sometimes happen if you don't pay attention is like just remove the text from the bottom, because usually say here it's a set button, so you don't want the user to see that. And for the effect, the only thing what I did was to change the radius. I am using 30, but you can use just play around and use or what you want. Just again, I am using this only because I believe this is nice. Now moving again, um, again, you can use only one form, but if you're going to use multiple forms in one screen, usually what I do is go to the form. Again, this form is the data source is going to be your SharePoint list or any data source that you're using, the tables or any SharePoint or any data source. The only difference is like when you go to items, what I did was I am using the variable that I created before that I show you. So be sure that you are adding this um, variable here. That is for all your forms. All the forms have the same. Is the data source for me is the SharePoint that I'm using, and the items is the my bar form data. That's it for the forms. The other thing that you are going to see here is, and this is more like a standard feature when you create a form. I added what are going to be the more mandatory fields. To do this, the only thing that you need to do is go to to the card. Just in case, be sure that you are on the card. That you are not selecting like the data card or anything inside the card. You need to click on the data card. And if you go here, you need to go to advanced, and you go to required. Usually this is on false, but you need to change it to true if you want to see this star here. That's going to make the star visible. Also, again, for the color, you can also create a rule or something. The only thing that I did here was just to change it from white to from black to red. But you can choose any colors. And also, the other thing that I did here on the screen, as you can see, this button here, this submit button is disabled because I want to be sure that my matter, they populated these fields, the subject and the description. So I have on my here my display mode this formula that is checking that my data card value for the subset on my data card value from the 16 that is checking if they are empty or not. Is there is the oh, sorry blank is I don't have data here. The this button, the display mode of this button is going to be disabled. But when I have data in both fields, so I need both fields to be populated, then the submit button, the display mode is going to change to edit just. This is kind of the true false. So now if I go through the preview of the app and I type in something here, just check that it's going to change to edit mode, so meaning this button is clickable. Just I recommend that because again, sometimes you can just put this kind of warning that yes, this is mandatory, but if you don't do anything with the button, then the user just can go and forget one of the values and just click submit, and these fields are going to be empty. So you don't need to go and chase the user asking for information. So that is with this screen. Well, no, one more thing before moving. Um, Again, this is the submit button. I want to show you that on select I have this this formula. This is my patch. I am patching my SharePoint list. This is the variable that I created before. These are the forms that I'm going to use to create a new record on the SharePoint list. So these are my three edit forms that I created. And these are some fields that I am not capturing on the well, some of them yes, and other no. That they are no, I am not capturing the form, but I want to populate them when I am creating the record. For example, the email reported by is not here, but I want to capture. The reported by it's there, so this is kind of redundant. So I can just you can use user full name, or you can add it to the formula that just to replace that for the value that is there. And then just to at the end of this code is checking that if I had any errors when the user is updating the SharePoint list or no. On this case, it's like if they don't have any error, you can just send a message for the user. So the user right now is going just to see this, and also you can in this case I added navigate to my final submit screen. And of course, if something happened, also you can notify an error that something is wrong. This message here usually are on the top. Is like the green message that you see on the top, or the red message that you see on the top when you are populating the SharePoint list. So now if I do that, it's going to, this is not mandatory, but let's populate it anyway. Test video demo. Let's copy paste this, process automation, and here I can choose the priority, let's say medium, I don't have attachment. So I'm going to click submit. And now this is my final submit screen. Here, as you can see, I'm going to go now there. As you can see there, what just happened, is like the user is going to navigate to this screen, and then I have a timer here. I have the timer that is not visible for the user. Like after 5 seconds, it's going to navigate to the main screen. So it's going to. This is a timer that I just added to the screen with a duration of 5,000 milliseconds. just in case if this is your first time using timer, or if you want to use this, you don't need to do it. But if you want to attend it like this, remember that these are milliseconds. So in this case, it's only 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds, what's going to do? It's going to on time end. You have different actions. In my case, I want on time end. So after the 5 seconds, it's going to navigate to the main screen. So the user is going to be redirected to the main screen. That is what it's doing here on my final submit screen. Of course, any question or anything you have, just let me know in the comments. Now let's go and move to the ticket status screen. Again, you can access from here. I know that this is silly, but I also know that usually you get this hint when you open PowerApps the first time or anything. But if you want to test something on your app, you don't need to go to the preview the app. You can just click Alt and that is going to be like in your preview mode. So you can click Alt. As you can see, it's changing the pointer. You can just test the app just with Alt. You don't need to go to the preview app, and that is in case that you want to like just test a button or something like that. And something silly, I know, probably you guys already knew that, but just in case, if you are new to PowerApps, it's something cool to know. Okay, this is our status screen. I'm going just to show you what we had here. Here on the top left, we have a gallery. This is a gallery with all the tickets that the user has opened. Here on my right, I have another gallery. So these are two galleries that I have here. On the top, the only thing that I have in the top, no, on the bottom. On the bottom left, I have only like a rich text editor. I'm going to explain everything in 1 second. I want only to show you what are the controls here. And then to the right, I have this is only like a form, which showing the open date and close date. Also here you have two buttons. One is to close tickets and the one is to change priority. Here on let's start for the gallery. Here on the gallery, this is the gallery that the only thing that I'm doing is, as you can see, this is my gallery that the data source is my, where is the source? Here is the data source is the SharePoint list. But if you go to items, I am filtering the SharePoint list by the user. So I want to filter like I only want to show the tickets to the user that is logging on the app. I don't want to show all the tickets to them. This is remember this is only the user interface. It's not like the support interface. It's not what the support team is going to be seeing. So the only thing that I'm doing here is just filtering by the user that is using the app. So he's not going to be seeing, he's not able to see other tickets here from other people. So this is like a normal gallery. This is like a vertical gallery, vertical blank gallery. The only thing that I use in my layout is title, subtitle, and body. My fields are, sorry, I just click the gallery. My fields are, in this case, are, as you can see, is the subject. In this case, is the subject of what's the ticket about, what is the priority, the status of the ticket. It is what is the status, open, close, work in progress. You can set up any status there. Now, something that usually I do on my galleries, I'm going to go to preview mode again. As you can see, again, I have from, usually you have the pointer, but if you go to the hover the items in your gallery, you're going to see that change to the icon. So change to the hands to the hand, meaning that you can click this item on this gallery. So again, this is no it's not mandatory. The gallery is going to be working anyways. Usually what happens is when you create a gallery from scratch, you have like a arrow that the users needs to click. But doing this way, I believe is again more user friendly. Also, it's changing the color when your mouse is over when you it's over the item, or you hover your mouse there, you're going to see that change the color. I believe it's like a super nice effect. To get that effect, the only thing that you need to do is just drop a button, just go to the gallery, click on this pencil, just edit the gallery, go to insert, just drop a button there. Drop a button, make the size of the gallery, so of this item. And again, the only thing that you need to do is just display mode is going to be edit. Now on select, and right now I'm using this code, this formula. I have the variable that said but record 3 to this item, but you can use the parent gallery. That is the one that is created every time that you create the galleries. So you can use both. No both. You need to choose one of them, but you can choose any of them. Don't select both. For the color, again, I am using transparent for the um, for the button, but what I did for the hover color is like you can using a grade with almost 50% of transparency. So you can when you are over the text the items you can still see in the what is there, but give you the sensation, but the user is going to know that is selecting or is able to select something. I believe it's super nice. And again, I believe it's good for is super nice to have. It's very simple. I believe it's like something that the user is going to kind of enjoy. Okay, now this is with the gallery. Nothing crazy here. Again, this is very similar for all the previous one. I liked this again for the user experience. I had buttons on the background just to give this kind of sensation of look and feel. These buttons are not doing anything in this background. Um, Now here, let's go to this gallery. This gallery again, you have the button of the background. The only thing that I'm going to have here is a normal gallery with the fields is going to, I only going to have like here I'm using HTML text because next I'm going to show you why. This item, the only thing I did is just to remove, when you create the gallery, you are going to have, the standard is like you are going to have the one of the like a text, but I changed it just to HTML because I'm going to show you in a couple of seconds why the reason. Because I'm going to be using HTML formats when to add a new comment, so I need this. So when you create just a gallery, a vertical gallery, blank, remove everything that is there. Just click here again and drop the HTML text. Um, and that is all what I did here for this one. Just because I want to show only the comments that they are inside for the person. Now on the let's go to the unmute comment here. Here, sorry, it's on the top. Here on the add new comment, again, this button is background, it's not doing anything. This is like a save button, just here, click, type in save. and you're going to have the save button. That's the icon that you're using. This one is a rich text editor, and this is only a layout. So this is going to what we're going to be using, or the user is going to be using to generate new comments. This is only like a rich text editor. It's not doing anything else. Now the magic is happening here. What this is doing? This is what it's going to append or create. Well, first, if you don't have any comments, it's going to create the first comment, and then as you can see, it's going to be appending it's going to append the other comments, because you want to see what was there before. You don't want to. The idea of this app is that you have to have a history, um, where the user is going to be able to check their comments, and also the support. The support is also going to be able to update the tickets, and the user is going to be able to see what's in the status. Now, on this one is the formula is kind of simple. Here we are just, you need to, it's going to start with a set with the bar record 3. You can use any variable. I use in bar record 3, to be honest, because I messed up with the bar record 1 and 2. I was doing some tests, so I changed the variable. Don't do this because that's no makes sense, but for that reason I'm using 3. And then you need to create a patch. Again, this is your SharePoint list. This is your bar record that you are created. And here on notes, this is the column notes that I created in SharePoint list. For me, this notes, but for you can be anything. So make sure that you know what's in the column that you're going to be using for the comments. Now here we want to keep what is already there. So we want to maintain the previous comment. For that reason, we have this bar record 3.notes. As you can see, already I have data. I have 2 records here. Well, it's only one record, but two, let's say these 2, because they are text. And then I have these 3 asterisks. These are delimiters for the SharePoint, so you need to add this. Then here we are using con rows, just to know that we are going to create a new row for the new comment. And now, well, no new comment, sorry. It's no, yeah, it's going to, the delimiter is there. It's going to create a number here because I want to add like in this case, it's going to be the third comment. For that reason, it's going to count. Okay, I had two rows, and now it's going to be 2 plus 1, 3. So if I insert a new comment, it's going to be 3. Here we have a dash to separate the name of the person that is creating the comment. Another dash for the date. This is a breaker, what you have here. So it's going to, what's it's going to do is like it's going to create what you have here on here is going to be the number, dash the name of the person, dash the day, dash dot the 2 dots. Of course, you can modify this or add wherever you want. And then we have the breaker. So after the breaker, so on the next line, it's going to insert what is here on the rich text editor. That is all what is doing this save button. And after save it, it's going just to reset this control. So it's going to kind of, let's say, delete what is here. And this is all what is doing this button. What is kind of creating. So if you don't have any comment there, it's going to create a new comment. It's going to append to what was previous before. This is super nice. And also something that I didn't mention before is like on this gallery. If you can see, I created this icon. Here we have on select, I have the bar pop up set to true. So when you click this icon, what's going to do is just open the comments. This is just another HTML text. Here, for example, I use it gal underscore comments selected results. So it's going to show me what is on this comment. This is in case that, again, this is a test, a demo. Here I have only test, but maybe you are going to have like a lot of information here, multiple lines, so it's going to be hard to see it on this gallery. So for that reason, you can go and create this pop-up and it's going to just show you what is inside. Again, this is only a HTML. The only thing that you need to do is just an HTML text just show what is there, gal underscore comments dot selected dot result. And also on the, just to close this, I created this icon. Here, the only thing that it's doing is just set the variable bar pop-up false. So it's making all this stuff that is here in this group and making it not visible for the user. And that's all. Well, I have always I have this button for the just for the looks, and this kind of here showing rectangle that is like to tell you that I usually use for make the user let the user know that what is on the background is like any more kind of you can interact with what is in the background. Um, Again, you can add it or no. You know what's going to happen is like again, you are going to have like a scroll bar here, and the user always is going to be able to see what's there. But I believe it's better if you create something like this, and it's super easy to do it. Just in case, again, here on the visible, just set up or type in your variable here. So when your variable bar pop up is true, it's going to show this is going to show this. When it's false, it's going to hide it. Now on my what's pending here is this is again this is a gallery. Sorry, this is a form. Super simple. I am only showing open dates, close date, but you can just show whatever you want or what makes sense for you. This is very simple. Gallery, vertical gallery, data source, the SharePoint list. Just go to the div fields and select what you want to show to the user. That's all. Now for close ticket, and this is the button for close ticket. Of course, here is if you click here, it's going to close the ticket, but maybe you can create like another window. This is kind of my version 1, but I recommend maybe to create a window like a warning message that's going to say, hey, you are going to close the ticket. Are you sure? Yes, no, and then click yes. It's going to, you can close the ticket. It's no, well, just return to the screen. Here, what I'm doing is, again, I am patching the record. So this is a patch with my SharePoint list where I have the record. This is a lookup. On my lookup, what I'm doing is just, again, this is going to doing the lookup on the SharePoint list. I using the subject and the ID to make sure that I am going to close or update the ticket that the user selected. So the user needs to go here and select the ticket that's going to, he or she wants to close. Then go to the close ticket, and that's going to make sure that is selecting the subject and the ID that the user is going to wants to close. Here again, I am with ID is more than enough because the ID is unique, so I just don't need to use these ones. To be honest, I just added here in case that you want to add it or you don't want to use ID or you don't have an ID, or maybe you are using other data sources. but usually you have like a unique ID identifier, usually in a table or something, you have like a unique identifier or a primary key. So, but well, don't worry, that doesn't matter. That's what I'm doing is just here, for example, on the subset is just equal to my gallery dot selected uh, dot subject, and also I want to be sure that also my ID is equal to the goal gallery underscore my ticket. This is the gallery, this one, dot selected dot ID. So with this, I am making sure that I am selecting the same record that the user is. I'm going to update the same record that the user selected. And here is the update. What is the field that we're going to update? In my case, is this going to be the ticket status? Now, because the ticket status, the field on the column on my SharePoint list is a choice, you need to add this code here. You need to add open a bracket, value equal to the status that you want to change. In this case, closed. So you need to add this piece of code here. Because if you try to do, let's say, I'm going just to remove this, and if you try to do this, it's going to give me 1 second. Sorry, I need to change my keyword here. If you want to do this one, you are going to get an error. It's going to tell you that something is wrong with the patch function, and it's going to tell you that doesn't the ticket status doesn't match the the type of record because it's expecting a record and you are telling you that you want and this is like a test, so you are going to get that error. So you need to use this. Then this is just like the what I always use. Sorry, I changed the format. The what I always use, just the notification that is everything but success. Oh no, you don't need this. This one was from because I copy pasted from the other one. But probably what I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to create as I told you, I'm going to create a pop-up for the close ticket just to make sure that the user is not closing the ticket by mistake. So I probably are going to be creating like a warning message for the user. Next, for the change priority on this one, yes, I have a pop-up. As you can see, I created a variable that say is bar priority pop set to true. Here again, this is no I am using this way, but you just I am creating two other variables. One is the var gal ID, just to select the ID that for the record that the user selected, and the same for the subject. It's just if you go and click change priority, you are going to have this pop-up, this window, where it's asking you, do you want to change the priority, and the users can go and change it. Here we have three priorities, but you can ask the user to the user can go and select the priority here. And of course, well, here is just again, this is like it's only a form, and I did form with my data source the SharePoint list, and this one is the items I selected the priorities. On my label, what I did usually is going to say the standard label here, for example, is going to say priority, or just I change the text here. You can go and check the text to wherever you want. Background, I'm using again a button just for the user experience. Here is just in case that the user wants to go back to the screen, that this button is only, sorry, this icon is only like a close button. That is just setting the variable again to false. So it's going to make, it's going to hide the entire window. And for the submit button that is here, what it's doing again is something similar on the close ticket. Is I am patching my SharePoint list, so I am updating that record using this formula. It's the same that for the close ticket. Well, the only difference that here I don't need to use I can go and select what's here on the this data card value dot selected. And here is just the notification again. Always I recommend to set just to notify the user they are having just it was success or no. And here, yes, what I am doing after success is setting the variable bar priority pop to full. So it's going to change the priority and it's going to close or hide everything for the user. So let's say if I want to go and preview move, and I believe I choose some low, I'm going to change it to medium. So it's going to update the ticket to low to medium. As you can see, I get the success notification, and now the ticket is medium. Um, Again, this is the kind of my first version of the app. As you can see, you can improve a lot of stuff here. My idea was to show you at least the first version and also to show you how to append the data and create these kind of comments for the user. Also for the change priority, maybe you don't want the user to change it to hide, or maybe if it's changed to hide, just to create like add like an open text here or something that say that like ask the user why is changing the priority. Just a recommendation there. But this again, this is the first version of the app. This is all. Let me know if you had any questions, comments, feedback. And I hope that you enjoyed. See you on the next one. Bye bye.